Hello, is it working? I have no idea. Hello, is it working? I see there's a lot of you here. Uh, can you hear me? I hope so. I've never done a YouTube stream before, so I don't know if it works. I usually could do Twitch. Please let me know if you can hear me. I think my computer's a bit behind. Okay, great. Thank you. Well, welcome to the race. Muggins here decided to try and give commentary a go, so we'll see what happens. But I'm happy to provide. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll do my best. I'll try not to screw it up. As long as the race gets streamed, that's the main thing, isn't it? Okay. I'll try and have a Brazil track map as well, so I can actually say the right corner names. Here we are. Oh wow, all the corner names are in are in Spanish. I think I'll stick to numbers. Alright, so we're just waiting for it to get going. I think maybe Pulse is getting his stream set up or something. Who have we got? Okay. Looks like everyone's here. So yeah, we're just waiting on AP. Who do you reckon Bluey will go for in Mark's absence? Oh no, Sweeney's here. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. I'm gonna be judged now. Welcome anyway, Sweeney. I hope I can do you proud. Oh, looks like we're off. So we'll have 18 minutes of qualifying, and then we'll get into a 50% race. Oh, the good thing about me commentating is that I have my Excel sheet with all the stats on. So I'll bring that up during qualifying and rattle off some numbers. Try and fake some entertainment somewhere. Oh God. Thanks, Sweeney. Warwick never got back to you. I don't really have any reason. They'll just have to explain themselves. You could march on over there and demand to be heard. So Vardy has had pole in every race that he's been in so far this season. The only exception being race 4, where Scott got pole. I can't remember which track that was. But yeah, here we are. Just a note, I think my laptop's lagging slightly behind, so I will see comments or chat probably a little later than they actually get posted. So it looks like we've got an Alfa Romeo out first. Is that Speed Alcoholic? Yep. So we'll see what he can do. Right. So okay. Enable all of that. There we go. Okay. Now we're talking. Oh yeah, my laptop is officially frozen, so I'm not going to be able to see. Oh, we've got a retirement already. What's happened there? It looks like Kieran has spun and taken out his tyres on the exit of the pit lane. I have to say I can sympathise. I've done exactly the same thing on this track before. But yeah, that's not the way he would have wanted to start this session. It looks like the game teleported into the exit of turn 2. Okay, he's back in the pits now, so the yellow flag's gone. And here comes Speed Alcoholic. He's around turn 3 onto the long straight. Now I believe Speed Alcoholic races without assists, like anything, because he comes along to the Thursday Elite races and puts in the same lap times that he puts in here. So he'll be looking to nab a pole off Vardy here. It's obviously going to go purple every sector for now, being the first on track. I'm not sure who's... Yeah, it's Vardy following behind. So here comes Speed Alcoholic. He's going to set the initial benchmark. Hello, Moosey. It's like my laptop's trying its best. There we go. 1 minute 7.7 is the initial benchmark from Speed Alcoholic. I'm not sure. Yeah, Vardy's on a lap, it seems. So will he be able to beat it? He's been pole every race he's competed in so far, and there it is, 1 minute 7.3 from Vardy. Scott does a 7.7 just behind. So Vardy takes the initial pace by about 4/10 over Speed Alcoholic. Paus puts it in 4th, just about above 1 minute 8. And then Sonic and Bluey round out for now. Oh, someone's gone off. Is it Scott? Oh no, Scott's just slowing down for the people behind. I'm watching like a hawk for the yellow flags. So, QB's on his out lap. Looks like Aaron's coming around. Tia as well. So Tia, Aaron and Sumo all following each other on their laps. Are they going to be able to get anywhere near Vardy? Looks like Vardy's going to try and give Tia a bit of a tow on the final straight. He's going to peel off into the pits. Yep. Oh no, Tia's gone into the pits as well and aborted the lap. As has Aaron, but Sumo comes in across the line and goes 7th for now. So probably not the lap Sumo would have wanted there. But there's plenty of time to come back in, still 13 minutes to go. But yeah, obviously Aaron and Tia felt like they had some bad laps and decided to come back in. Or maybe they were deciding to go on a different tyre, who knows. Looks like Aces has come out on the softs. He set a purple second sector, so can Aces snatch provisional pole here? Around the final corner, comes up to the line. It's a 7.9, so the first and third sectors obviously weren't as good as the second. I wish it would give you sector info as well. That would be cool. Who's on a lap? Looks like QB's on a lap. Sumo. Oh, Sumo's on an in lap. That makes sense. So, obviously Kieran with his spin on exit of the pit lane will not be setting a lap, but Dave, Aaron and Tia are yet to set laps. I don't think Dave's been out of the pits yet. Feel free to correct me on that, but I haven't seen him out. I know Aaron and Tia aborted their laps. Here comes QB across the line. Where's he gonna be ending up? 9th, just ahead of Bluey. 1 minute 8.7, just behind Sumo. So a lot of cars in the pits. Bluey and Dave has now come out of the pits for an out lap. And as has Tia after aborting that lap. Vardy's also out on track. Currently pole by 4/10 over Speed Alcoholic. So lots of cars coming out on their out laps now, including the championship leader Scott and his teammate Mirelas. So Tia's coming round now to begin his lap. After aborting his first one earlier, he's going to see if he can set a competitive time this time. Locks up into turn 1 a bit, gets a bit of oversteer on the exit. It's right on board for this lap. Heads into turn 4. Reasonable, could have hit the apex a bit better, but it was decent from Tia there. Here he comes around the corner. I need my track map up, I keep forgetting the corner numbers. Okay, so coming up to turn 10. Looks like Vardy's... oh, he's still in his outlap. Okay, I thought he'd aborted to give Tier a tow. It looks like he's doing exactly that as Tier comes around the final corner now. Well, turn 12, it's not technically the final corner. Definitely giving Tier a tow from Vardy. Is Vardy going to peel into the pits, or is he going to continue on a lap? No, he's going to continue. Tier comes across, so 1 minute 8.2. Goes 7th for now, not too bad. But it looks like... I think Vardy might be... I think he's going around again. Because surely he would have been compromised by Tier in turn 1, so... But maybe not. It looks like Scott's gone second, I didn't notice that, and his teammate just goes third as well. Only a 10th off Vardy now. So the battle for pole is hotting back up again. After Vardy was 4/10 clear for a long time. Where are we with the championship? So Scott is currently championship leader. Taylor is 6 points behind, but obviously not racing today. And next is Vardy, who is 11 points down. So it's between Scott and Vardy here. We'll see how they do. Currently 1 and 2. So it's looking like an interesting grid for now. Who's on a lap? Looks like Sonic's on a lap. A lot of short shifting, so maybe not. Change camera. Well, we'll soon find out if he's on a lap. Coming around turn 12 and onto the big straight. Flat out through all of these curves. And no, he's peeling off into the pits, so no lap from Sonic here. Hello, evil mum lady. Is anyone else on a lap? Is that Speed Alcoholic starting a lap now, or did he just finish one? I'm not sure, but here comes Aces versus Kings, just crosses the line. We'll ride on board with Speed Alcoholic because it does look like he's on a lap. Hits that apex very nicely. And around into turn 6 and 7. Leading quickly onto turn 8. Got a break in the right area here. Hits the apex nicely again. Speed Alcoholic looking to take Vardy off pole. Currently sitting P4 just behind both McLarens. 4/10 off Vardy for now, so it's a purple sector 2. Here comes Speed Alcoholic round turn 12. He didn't get the exit he wanted. It wasn't as smooth as it could have been. And he comes trying to stick to the inside, but also not invalidate his lap. Where's he going to be? It's a 1 minute 7.3, but it's just behind Vardy. 300ths. And it looks like Aces is just finishing off a lap now as well. Where's he going to end up? It's a 1 minute 7/7, and he jumps up into 5th. So Speed Alcoholic right with Vardy there, but just couldn't knock him off his perch. And it looks like for now he's going to continue his run of pole position in every race he's entered in this APPF1 championship. Scott's in the pits, but it looks like a Red Bull's coming out. Is that Vardy? Or is that Tier? I think that's Tier. No, it is Vardy. Tier's just finished... Oh no, he's on an outlap, so here comes Tier. We'll ride on board again. Locks up into turn 1, gets... it was okay through turn 2 and 3. Opens the DRS coming up to turn 4. That was much better than the last time we rode on board with Tyr. Through that section, so he'll be looking to improve his lap. His teammate sitting on pole, of course. Coming up to some traffic, let's hope they don't get in the way. No, moves out the way very nicely. Looks like that was blue. Here comes Tyr again. Oh, locks up there through turn 10. And he'll have lost a bit of time there. Comes through turn 11. There's his teammate just in front again. Probably, oh, gets a snap of oversteer. He'll be looking to get a little bit of a toe off Vardy. Can he improve his time? Tyr, currently 9th. Comes across the line, and it's a 1 minute 7.7. He goes 7th for now. Better lap from Tyr that time. So the championship leader Scott is sitting in the pits in 3rd at the moment. Looks like a lot of cars are waiting for the final minutes to go out. It's a short lap round here, of course. Hello all 8 viewers. Hope you enjoy my first dab into commentary. I'll decided to give it a go this week. So Vardy sets a purple sector 2. He's looking to go even faster and cement his pole position. I'm not sure how the sector 1 went, but here he comes around the final few corners. Flat out, of course. Comes down the straight. What's it going to be? It's a 7.1, improves by 0.2. And Vardy looking to cement yet another pole position in this APPF1 championship. .2 clear of Speed Alcoholic as it stands. Lavela's gone 5th for now by the looks of it. He's on an outlap. That's probably going to be Vardy's last lap of the session, so that's where the pace is. 1 minute 7.1. Can anyone beat it? Aces versus Kings about to start a lap here. He's been looking very quick as of late. Scott's been disqualified from the session. What happened to Scott? What on earth happened there? The championship leader's been disqualified and he's going to start back of the grid. No idea what's happened there. But we're riding on board with Aces. He's been a very quick driver as of late. Last week, of course, in place names, Italy, that's where. Last week in Italy, Aces battled with Vardy all the way up to the line. It became a drag race out of Parabolica. But it was Vardy who just about pipped him for the win. So Aces will be looking to mount a challenge like that again to, so far, the dominant driver in this series, especially with the championship leader, Scott, disqualified from the session. I've no idea what happened there. I missed whatever happened, but that was very strange. Here comes Aces across the line. What's it going to be? It's a 7.6. He goes 4th for now. About 0.5 adrift of Vardy, so but still not too bad. But it looks like Speed Alcoholic's also on a lap. Currently P2. Locking out the front row with Vardy. It's not a purple first sector, but here he comes into turn 4, sorry. Oh, but he's invalidated his lap, Speed Alcoholic, on the exit of turn 4. So Speed Alcoholic will not be taking pole here unless he goes round for another lap. He might well try it. We'll see if he has enough time. Who else is on a lap? It looks like Sonic's on an outlap. Sumo's on a lap. He's had a disappointing qualifying so far, I think. Only an 8.3. Here he comes out of the final corner. Finishing off the lap. What's it going to be? It's an 8.2 and he stays 10th. I think that will be a disappointing qualifying for Sumo there. Perhaps Brazil isn't one of his favourite tracks, or maybe just some Unlucky qualifying laps, that happens. But here comes Sonic, looking to do better, currently sitting P7. Sonic's had DNFs the last 2 races in this championship, so he'll be looking to make amends today. Who else is on a lap? I think Davila and Tia are on lap, so we'll ride on board with Davila as he finishes lap. He goes purple in Sector 2, in fact, so can Davila knock off Vardy from pole position? It looked like Vardy was going to take it with a breeze after Speed Alcoholic invalidated his lap. What can Dave do? It's a 1 minute 7.4 in the end, just good enough for 4th. But a lot of people going purple in Sector 2, but not getting anywhere near Vardy, so Vardy must have had a monstrous final sector, or first sector. Tia's retired. Here comes Sonic. Round the final corner, what can he do? 7.7. He knocks Tia down to 7th, or was he already there? I'm not sure. But it was a quicker lap from Sonic. And he will go 6th for this session, unless anyone can beat him. No, everyone's done. So that will be it. Pole position is Vardy again. For the 6th time this season, and the only race that he didn't get pole was one he wasn't even in. So Vardy, the qualifying king here in the APPF1 Championship, takes pole again. Speed Alcoholic will line up 2nd on the grid after invalidating his final lap. Miralaz will line up 3rd. Of course, the championship leader, Scott, disqualified from the session. And he'll be looking to really make amends from that. Of course, it's a long race, so anything can happen. But Scott will be looking to make his way back up the grid after that. So, the standings for qualifying, it will be Vardy on pole, Speed Alcoholic... Here! Speak, Callum. Speed Alcoholic 2nd in the Alfa Romeo. About 2/10 down. Miralaz will be 3rd, and then Davila for the Haas team. Ace vs Kings 5th. He'll be looking to do well after that monstrous performance last time out in Italy. Sonic will be 6th, Tia 7th, Pulse 8th, Bluey 9th, Sumo 10th, QB will be 11th. Aaron in the Alpha Tauri has gone 12th, but interestingly he is starting on the medium tyres, so we'll see how that goes. Kieran, of course, of his spin right at the beginning of the session, to unluckily take him out of the session, and he will line up P13, and then Scott, disqualified for reasons unknown. We'll have to look at his stream afterwards, or his video, and see what happened, but Scott disqualified and will line up P14 on the grid. Hopefully we can hear what happened to Scott. But that was a shame. He was running in I think it was P3 until the incident happened. So it's a shame for him. But the championship leader messed up on the pit exit apparently. But yeah, the championship leader will be lining up 14th on the grid, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there with the McLaren. Vardy will be on pole again, followed closely by Speed Alcoholic as we come onto the formation lap. So any predictions for the winner, chat? Vardy's the obvious pick, but surprises can happen. Brazil, Interlagos is a great circuit. And of course, we know the famous "is that Glock?" Anything can happen on this track. So It looks like, so Aaron, remember, did his qualifying lap on the medium tyres, so that's what he'll be starting on the alternate strategy. Kieran will be starting on the softs after his mishap, and Scott also starting on the softs, looking to make his way back up the grid. So the grid rounding up now. It's a short formation lap, of course. Vardy's not backing them up too much. They all seem to be keeping a fairly normal pace. And of course, as you come round turn 13, suddenly the game takes back control of the car and sets you onto the grid. If you're using a wheel, it's quite a it's quite a shock if you're not prepared for it, because the force feedback suddenly just stops, and Vardy speed mirrorless from Mark is the prediction. But here we go. I can't see the lights, but I'm sure they're coming on. 5 red lights. And we're off for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Vardy gets a good start. Is Speed Alcoholic alongside? Yes, he is. He'll be looking to come down the inside into turn 1. We've got a timing glitch, so apologies for that. But Vardy comes through turn 3, still in the lead. Speed is followed by Speed Alcoholic in the Alfa Romeo. Then Miralez and Aces versus Kings is up to 4th from 5th in qualifying. Davila is 5th. Whoa! Who's gone off there? Is that Sonic? Sonic's gone again! That's 3 retirements in a row for Sonic. It looks like he's taken out Palfs as well. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, Palfs' entire front wing is gone. Did anyone else take damage from that? Oh! Kieran gets his braking zone very wrong there as the safety car comes out and hits Scott into turn 8. I think maybe got caught off guard by the safety car. But Paus will be happy that the safety car's come out, but oh, what a shame for Sonic yet again. That's 3 DNFs in a row. And that is not good for him at all. So who's going to be coming into the pits? Is anyone going to come onto the alternate strategy? Vardy stays out, Speed Alcoholic as well. Miralez, looks like everyone's staying out. It looks like, oh, Kieran and QB maybe have had a coming together under the safety car there. That's a strange incident. Paus, of course, into the pits. It'll be interesting to see what tyre he goes on. I'll put the tyres on here. So position change, who's made the most? So Scott is up to 10th already after starting last, of course. Kieran is also into the pits, but QB stays out. Front wing change for Palfs. Sumo up 3 as well, and Aaron up 3 after starting on the medium tyres, so that's good news for him. It's like Scott's got 5 seconds of penalties. That was probably for the collision with Kieran, so I would expect that to be removed by the stewards, but I'm not sure. I didn't see the full incident, so... So it looks like Aaron's obviously stayed out on the mediums. Palfs and Kieran have both gone onto the medium tyres, so they'll be having to stop again. There's no way they'll get them to the end. Probably the reason they haven't gone for hards is because they don't think they can get hards to the end either, which is reasonable. Kieran's just come out of the pits on the mediums. So it was an early safety car caused by Sonic spinning out. Where was it? Was it turn 5? I think. Yeah, I think he lost it on the exit of turn 4 coming into turn 5 and then took out Palfs' front wing with him. But that's such a shame for Sonic. So Kieran will be going around the track to catch up with the queue. Safety car will maybe be in this lap, but it's such a short lap that it might actually end up being next lap. But we'll see. Looks like the string quality is good, so that's good. So a chaotic start to this Brazilian Grand Prix, but it is still Vardy. What's happened there? Has QB gone off, maybe? Because he got overtaken by Scott under the safety car. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, amidst the chaos was all behind the top 3 or 4. And Vardy remains at the front of the pack, followed by Speed Alcoholic. Safety car will be in this lap. Kieran's just about managed to catch up. So Vardy now backing up the pack. He can punch it whenever he wants to, up until the timing line, which I believe is the start-finish line on this track. So we'll be looking to see what happens. We'll ride on board until he punches it. So backing up the pack quite a lot here is Vardy. I wonder if anyone's going to get caught out. It's happened before with a slow leader from the exit of a safety car. He's gone for it. Vardy's gone for it. We'll switch back to the normal camera. Has Speed caught him napping? No. Vardy's very much staying in the lead, but Speed right with him. Who's that? Aces versus Kings making a move on Mireles off the safety car restart. That's a great move from Aces versus Kings. Oh, but it's gone all wrong, and Ace versus Kings got some oversteer, it looks like. Paus has retired as well on, looks like, the exit of turn 2. And Aces versus Kings got some oversteer out of turn 3 and hit Mireles and took some of Mireles' front wing, I think, and then spun into the wall and maybe damaged his own front wing. Yes, he did. And wow, what a chaotic start to this Grand Prix. But Vardy and Speed Alcoholic remain first and second. What a shame. It was a great move from the end of the safety car from Aces versus Kings to get in front of Mireles, but it all went wrong on the exit of turn 2. So that's a huge shame for both of them. We'll see what they'll have to do. It is a long race, so there's still a way to go. Vardy's already pulled a 1.4, 1.3 second gap to Speed Alcoholic in second, and Dave will be looking to catch up with them as well. Vardy sets the fastest lap of the race so far, but that's natural given that they haven't actually been able to do a proper lap yet. Mireles has had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's a shame. Paus has retired from the race. Yeah, it looked like his dot was on the exit of turn 2, so I think he got some oversteer out of there, trying to push to make his way back up after the incident on lap 1, and binned it. Such a shame for him. Mireles and Aces versus Kings both gone onto the hard tyre coming out the pits. Mireles comes out just ahead, so they'll be looking to go to the end from here, it looks like, which is a bold decision, but it's one they really have to do here. With the situation they have, it looks like Kieran's gone off there at turn 8. So that's a shame for him. It's his first race in the APPF1 Championship, I believe, so not the ideal start for him, but I didn't have the most ideal start to my APPF1 Championship career either, so there's plenty of races to go for Kieran. But it looks like Speed Alcoholic's now under pressure from Dave. We'll ride on board with Dave as they come onto the straight out of turn 3. Is Davila going to make a move? No. Speed Alcoholic shuts the door on the entry to turn 4. But all this is allowing Vardy to build up a gap. Vardy's very quick in Brazil, and he's really showing it here. 2.2 seconds now is the gap, as Speed Alcoholic has Davila to contend with behind him. We'll keep riding on board with Dave for now. But it looks like there's another battle going on here. Bluey and Tia. And also Scott trying to get past Aaron. Scott on the superior tyre for now. Didn't pit under the safety car, which was interesting. Aaron gets a kick of oversteer out of turn 10. And now Scott's going to be looking to come back at him, but we'll look at Davila's battle with Speed Alcoholic as well. Paus has left the session. I wonder if we'll see him in chat, but Davila's going to make a move down the inside on Speed Alcoholic with the DRS, I think, is now enabled. And he holds it round the inside and round the outside of turn 2. And we're right on board with Speed Alcoholic. He's gained a lot, but Davila's out of ERS, as you can see by the red flashing light on the back of the car, and Speed Alcoholic looks to hook one round the outside but can't quite do it. The gap to Vardy is now 3.6 seconds with this battle, 3.7. So Vardy looking for a dominant win here in the APPF1 Championship after a nervy finish last week. He'll be looking to dominate a track that he's historically very good at, but Speed Alcoholic gets some oversteer there. Looks like Scott managed to get past Aaron. It was probably on the DRS straight, but I missed out. I was focusing on Dave and Speed. But is a 5 car battle here. They're all within a second of each other, from second all the way down to 6th. So we'll see what happens here. Bluey's got a run on Tia. Tia's got the flashing light, is already out of ERS. It's tough to conserve ERS on this track, and we're seeing that with multiple drivers already being low on their energy recovery system. Vardy's gap is now 3.9 seconds. It looks like Dave has extended a good gap to Speed Alcoholic now. Looking to extend the gap and secure second place for Haas after Paus's DNF on the safety car restart. What's happening now? It's still 5 cars all within a second of each other, other than Tia behind Sumo, but that's wavering in and out of a second, and Scott's looking to catch up as well, the championship leader. Currently I think it was 11 points ahead of Vardy coming into this race, and of course with the APPF1 point system, currently he loses 6 points to Vardy. So the gap will be only 5 points as it stands. Speed Alcoholic looking to stay on the back of Davila here as they come on to lap 9 of the race. Vardy's gap now up to 4.4 seconds. Really showing his pace on this track, Vardy. After a very clean pole by 2.5 tenths over Speed Alcoholic, and Bluey breaks late into turn 4. But can't catch Tia off guard, wasn't close enough to him. There's a lot of cars quite close to each other. It looks like there's a battle here. Aces versus Kings looking to get back up at the field after his crash with Miralez after the safety car restart. Looking to get one over on Kieran, who defends aggressively there out of turn 3. But Ace versus Kings with the DRS comes down the inside for turn 4, and that's a position gain for the Mercedes on the hard tyres. Looking to chase back after Miralez, who are both very much in their own race at the moment. Kieran will be looking to stick with them, but after the evidence so far, I don't think he's quite going to have the pace, unfortunately. I think does he have a damaged front wing as well? Not by the looks of it. That was a good view. I don't think he does. But yeah, Speed Alcoholic still on the back of Davila, and Bluey as well on the back of Tia, and Scott, the championship leader, looking to make his way back up the field after the disqualification in qualifying. It was very unfortunate for him, messed up on the pit lane exit by the sounds of it. So Vardy's gap now up to 5 seconds as we round off lap 10. And we're right on board with Scott during this battle with Tia and Bluey. currently in 7th, of course, started in 14th, so Scott's done very well to get back up the field. Of course, even with the crashes that have happened, that's still 3 spots that he's gained off the start without crashes getting in the way. Bluey locks up into turn 1, and Scott will be looking to get the run. That's a much better exit out of turn 2. He'll be looking to hang it down the inside out of turn 3, and Scott with the DRS comfortably gets past Bluey into 6th place. Looking to minimize the point deficit to Vardy by the end of this race. That gap between Vardy and Davila is sticking at 5 seconds for now, but Vardy gained quite a lot through that corner actually. So we'll have to see how that develops. As Speed Alcoholic as well is also close, so a battle between these two again would give Vardy even more of a gap. Kieran gets a 3-second time penalty with what I'm assuming is track limits. But Davila got a much better exit there out of turn 12, and Speed Alcoholic over a second down as they head onto the straight. Scott looking to get past Tier for 5th. You can see the flashing red light in front. Tier's already used a lot of ERS. I don't think Scott is low. Why is telemetry off? There we go. So Scott's still got plenty in the tank, but Tier's down to 6% already, so Scott has the advantage here. The championship leader wants to make his way back up the field. After a disappointing qualifying session, Bluey is sticking with them to his credit as well, and Aaron as well on the medium tyres, don't forget. Started on the mediums, did his qualifying lap on the mediums, so went for an alternate strategy, and it's working out for him so far. He qualified 12th, I believe. So he will be looking to make it back up on those medium tyres as after everyone else pits. Vardy's gap is now 6 seconds, so it wasn't static at all. As Scott is now closer to Tier than he was before. You can see the flashing red light. He knows Tier is low on ERS, and he's catching up very quickly. I wonder if he can make a move into turn 1. Will he have a go? He has a look, but doesn't go for it. He's going to look to hang it for the next DRS straight and get a better exit, but he hasn't got a better exit, but it looks like it's enough as he uses the ERS. Tier has none left, down to 7%. And Scott comfortably makes his way past. Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Went back to Bluey instead of back up to Scott. Tier's still just behind. He'll be looking to fight it, but and it looks like Davila's coming to the pits. I'm sorry, I missed that. He's coming to the pits for the hard tyres, so he'll be looking to go to the end. Of course, the same will be true with Mireles and Aces versus Kings. They'll be looking to go to the end on the hards, but they've already done 7 laps, so their hards will be quite shocked by the end of the race, but we'll have to see how that goes. Bluey, now Scott has cleared them both, will be looking back to his battle with Tier, and Bluey's also got a lot more ERS than Tier, and Tier gets a shaky exit there as he peels off into the pits, obviously not happy with those tyres. Who else has come in? It's Speed Alcoholic and Sumo have also come in. Vardy has stayed out, and that promotes Scott into 2nd place now, the championship leader. And if he can grab a podium after that qualifying, I will be very impressed. Who's gone off? It's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that Aaron, maybe? Yes, it is Aaron. Obviously had a moment on the exit of the pit lane. Is his front wing damage? It looks like he's lost an end plate on the left-hand side. Yes, he has. And Aaron has binned it on the exit of the pit lane by the looks of it. It's really easy to do on this track. It's genuinely an ice rink on the exit of the pit lane for this track. So it's easy to do. Kieran did it even on the exit for his first qualifying outlap, so that just proves it's all too easy to do, and QB now will be looking as well to get past Aaron, and that's a disaster for Aaron. He's gone back onto the mediums again, Or, oh no, it wasn't on the exit of the pit lane. Okay, my bad. It looked like it was on the exit of the pit lane because he was ghosted, so I thought the game had teleported him back onto the track. But so it looks like he just lost it on the exit of turn 1 and 2, and that will mean he'll probably have to come into the pits this lap to fix his front wing. He has indeed. So he'll be probably going onto the hard tyres now, much like Dave and Speed Alcoholic here, who's having a good battle. Still, this is for a net second place as it stands, with Scott and Bluey still yet to pit. But Vardy far enough ahead, I would have thought. They're looking to get the undercut on Vardy to perhaps gain some time on him, but Speed Alcoholic looking quick on those hard tyres, very much catching up to Davila, but if we look at the ERS, they're both very low, so they're equal there. It's all on raw pace. As QB and Aaron both come out of the pit lane. QB's jumped Aaron in the pit lane after he's repaired his front wing. So Aaron will be looking to get back past him as soon as possible. Sumo's come into the pits as well, or come out of the pits for the soft tyres. So Sumo looking for a very much alternate strategy here to try and gain some time. He's going to gamble, why not? Oh, hello, Pals. I'm sorry, mate. What happened? It looked like just a spin on the exit of turn 2 and into the wall. It's really easy to do on this track. I'm gutted for you, mate. And after the incident on lap 1 as well, it was just a bit of a nightmare first few laps for you. And then just ended the way it started. It's very unlucky. But Vardy is looking to extend that gap after Davila and Speed Alcoholic tried to undercut him a couple of laps ago. Will Vardy be pitting this lap? No, he stays out. Will Scott be pitting? That's the interesting question. Speed Alcoholic on the back of Davila. It looks like Aaron's made his way past QB down here already, so that's good for the man who started on the alternate strategy. Tears on the mediums, so he might have to stop again, but he might try and take them to the end. Looks like Scott hasn't pitted either. Speed Alcoholic's lost some time to Davila actually through that final sector. He was right with him in the second sector, and now nearly a second behind. Sorry, I've just got to let the dog out the room. There we go. So, are there any other battles? QB's close to Aaron, but I think Aaron's got the pace to keep him behind. Sumo's catching up to QB on the softs, of course, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Speed Alcoholic caught back up now. Went into fourth at the turn 2 exit, got excited on the pedal, taking the same line all week and had no issues. Huh. Were your how were your tyres on the safety car restart? Were they warmed up? Because that might be it, but if they were, then I'm not sure. It looks like Bluey's come into the pits, as has Vardy, but Scott has stayed out, so Scott will be looking to extend that stint as much as possible to get as much of an advantage as he can in the final few laps. Vardy comes out of the pits on medium tyres, so that's why he was extending the stint. And Scott will likely do the same thing as Vardy comes out of the pits comfortably ahead of Davila and Speed Alcoholic. Bluey is coming out of the pits, looks like he's going to come out 5th place for Alfa Romeo. Yep, he's come out just ahead of Tia behind here. Who's that close? Kieran's being lapped. Who else we've got? So Speed Alcoholic still right on the back of Davila. This is the battle to watch. Sumo sets the fastest lap on those soft tyres, unsurprisingly. Scott's coming round turn 12 now. We'll see if he pits this lap to respond to Vardy. Speed Alcoholic right behind Davila. He'll be looking to keep that gap close as they come on the exit of turn 12 to try and have a go into turn 1 with the DRS. Looks like he's got a good exit. and he's got plenty of overtake, and Dave hasn't got any left. So here comes Speed Alcoholic. Will ride on board as they come towards turn 1. Scott has indeed pitted for the medium tyres. Will Speed Alcoholic make a move down the inside? Dave brakes very late for turn 1 and locks up a bit, but Speed Alcoholic still got the advantage with the ERS. As they come round turn 3, there's another DRS straight. Davila's got no ERS left. You can see from the red flashing light. Speed Alcoholic comes down the inside. Looks like Dave had a go. He's still hanging it round the outside. They're still battling here as they come round turn 4 and into sector 2. Can Dave send one there? No, he'll back out and let Speed Alcoholic have that position for now, but brakes very late and has to take some avoiding action there to not go into the back of the Alfa Romeo. And all the while, Vardy still extending his gap on the medium tyres, and I think unless he makes a mistake, it will be Vardy taking the win here. It's just been completely dominant. Highly likely the tyres may have been too cold. Yeah, quite possibly. Oh, I'm sorry for you, mate. That's really disappointing. You were racing well, obviously, up until... I mean, you had a decent qualifying, and then the incident as well with Sonic was unfortunate and totally out of your control. And then after that, just the safety car restart. But it happens, mate, don't worry. Chance to come back next week and grab a podium, but as Davila sends one down the inside, Speed Alcoholic continues to hang it round the outside at turn 4, but Dave gets a kick of oversteer. He's gone into the wall. They've both been taken out. Dave is still on track, but Speed Alcoholic is out of the race. Oh my word, it's a virtual safety car. Bluey is promoted to second place. Davila's lost his entire front wing, or not his entire front wing, but most of it. He'll have to pit again, and that is an absolute disaster for the top 2 runners. It looked like Davila got a big kick of oversteer coming round turn 5 and just hung it round the inside too much. And clipped the curb and just sent into oversteer, and then clipped Speed Alcoholic, took him out immediately, and then careened into the wall. And as it stands, Bluey is second place in the Alfa Romeo. It's a disaster for both Speed Alcoholic and Davila. I can't really say if it was either of their faults, but Davila heads into the pits, of course. He'll be going onto the medium tyres, I would have thought. Maybe he'll go onto the softs, though, to the end. We'll have to see. But Scott, the championship leader, promoted to 3rd. I did say, if this man gets a podium from 14th on the grid, I'll be very impressed. And as it stands, he is very much on the podium. Tia is 4th with Mireles right behind. And this is good for a battle, for the battle for the championship as well, between McLaren and Red Bull. I'll have to check what are the standings so far. McLaren on 201 coming into this race, Red Bull on 188. So it's very close between the two of them. That is the battle for the team's championship. And right now it's Red Bull 1 and 4 and McLaren 3 and 5, but Mireles right on the back of Tia. Although Mireles on only 6-lap-old mediums, Tia on only 6-lap-old mediums. Mireles on 15-lap-old hards, but still has the pace to keep up with Tia, and it's looking like he's going to go for it here. Tia has got plenty of ERS to spare, but maybe he doesn't know Mireles is coming because he's not using it. Now he is, but it's too late. Mireles careens around the outside for turn 14, and before turn 1 has even approached, Mireles is into 4th place for McLaren, and that's an important overtake. As McLarens are now 3 and 4, but Tia will be still looking to get on the back of him. Mireles has got no ERS left now. Tia's got still half the battery full, and is on fresh medium tyres compared to Mireles' old hards after having to pit earlier after the contact with Aces versus Kings, who is running 6th currently, a long way behind. So he's not got the pace on those hards. Tia gets a huge kick of oversteer there out of turn 9, but keeps it going. but has lost a lot of time to Mireles, and it looks like Mireles just has the superior pace here, even on those older hard tyres compared to Tier's fresher mediums, who will be looking to take them to the end. Davila is currently 9th place, but he'll be looking to chase after Sumo, who's got to pit again before the end. You would have thought there's still 13 laps to go. Surely Sumo can't take those tyres all the way to the end from here. There's just no way. So he will likely have to pit again, but which will promote Davila into 8th, but I think, to be honest, that's probably the best he can hope for here. Unless he has the pace to catch up to Aaron, he might be able to do it, but we'll have to see how that transpires. There's no close gaps at the moment, sadly, so no battles to watch after the disaster between the Haas and the Alfa Romeo a bit earlier. I hope me not getting too excited at that crash, because I know shouting into this mic sometimes makes it sound very comical, so I'll have to watch back to see if that happened. Because sometimes the sound just it just maxes out and my voice ends up just being a crackle of static. But anyway, there's no real gaps to look at here. There's no battles. So Vardy's gap to Bluey is obviously 17-18 seconds now. And Vardy's looking very, very comfortable to take the win from pole here. I think he's led nearly every lap other than when he had to pit. And Scott led for a few laps, but other than that, he's led every single lap so far. Coming into this race, Vardy has led 101 laps in 6 races, and it will be many more now. Scott is second best for comparison and has only led 15 so far this season. So Vardy is really very dominant so far, only really not top of the championship because he had to miss a race. So he'll be looking to close that gap to Scott, and that's exactly what he's doing so far. But it looks like Scott has got the pace at the moment to catch up to Bluey. I wish I could see what laps they are doing. Can I see that? Yes, I can. I don't know why that was disabled, but sorry about that. So Scott, of course, currently running P3. Started 14th on the grid. He's looking to grab a podium. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. It looks like Kieran's gone off again. Yes, he has. So hopefully the Williams driver can have a better race next time. Not the most ideal debut for him, but hopefully he can get better over the more races he does. But anyway, Scott trying to close that gap to Bluey on fresher mediums, but only by 1 lap. And it looks like Bluey's got a fair bit of pace. Scott's only closed around 2 or 3 tenths in this lap, as far as I've been able to see, and got a bad exit of turn 12 by the looks of it, because he's losing a lot of time on the straight there to Bluey. Looks like Sumo's catching up to Aaron O down in 7th and 8th place. But Davila is catching them. Davila is catching. He's only 5 seconds behind Aaron. Scott might have to pit. Not Scott. Sumo will probably have to pit again on those softs. There he goes. Sumo into the pits now on those soft tyres. He'll probably be going on another set of softs to the end, I would have thought. So an aggressive strategy from him, but he might as well go for the gamble after this point in qualifying. I think this is probably not his favourite track by the looks of things. But we'll be looking at that gap between Davila and Aaron. It's currently 5.5 seconds. Aaron on 10-lap-old hards, Davila on 4-lap-old mediums, looking to go to the end. So can Davila snatch 7th place before the end of this race? 5.5 seconds is currently the gap. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Scott is now 1.5 behind Bluey. He's caught another 3 or 4 tenths on that lap. 1.4 is the gap. as he comes into turn 1. And now 1.3 seconds. Bluey, still racing without the racing line. I'm not sure if Scott is or not, but yeah, that's the state of the assists between those two. So Bluey will be looking for a incredibly impressive podium position here. He's got 9 more laps, 9.5 more laps to keep it, but he locked up there into turn 8. And Scott is catching 1.2, 1.1 is now the gap. Mireles as well will be looking to catch Bluey if possible. If Bluey has a bad end to the stint, then Mireles might well be able to catch back up, but obviously 21 lap old hard tyres. It's going to be a challenge for Mireles to be able to catch Bluey here. But Scott now, within a second, he'll have the DRS on this straight and he'll be catching Bluey much faster now. The gap between Davila and Aaron is now 4.5 seconds. He's caught an entire second in that lap. So it looks like Davila will be looking to challenge Aaron for that 7th place. To deliver some good points for Haas after obviously the disaster for Palfs and then the disaster for himself with Speed Alcoholic some laps ago. But here comes Scott, 8/10 now, just behind Bluey, looking for that DRS. What's Bluey's ERS looking like? His energy recovery system only at about a quarter. Scott over half on about 70% ERS. So Scott's got the advantage here. He's got the fresher tyres, but only by a lap. But he does have the fresher tyres. He does have the pace. We saw it in qualifying until he was disqualified from the session and had to start P14. So Scott, against all the odds, is looking for a 2nd place finish here. He got a bad exit of turn 12 though compared to Bluey, so Bluey will keep the position for now. Scott holding on to his energy for now as well. Bluey looks like he used some on the straight as well. I mean, he didn't need to. Of course, he doesn't know what Scott's situation with the energy is, so it's easy to say as a commentator, but yeah, Bluey very much down on the energy recovery system. Here comes Scott, still just about within a second. He's not catching at a rate of knots. It could be the dirty air through sectors 2 and 3, and even sector 1, to be honest, as they come up to the lapped car of Kieran. We're still keeping an eye on that gap between Aaron and Davila. It's now down to 3.5 seconds, or 3.7. So we'll see if Davila can catch him before the end. Of course, it's 6.5 more laps to go for them both. As Scott still looking on the back of Bluey here. Bluey looking to secure 2nd place, but Scott really wants that 2nd place. I don't know who has the fastest lap. I wish it would show me. But I would have put a large bet on it being Vardy currently. Although I think it was Sumo who set the fastest lap on the soft tyres earlier, so it's probably going to be Sumo, especially since he's taking those softs to the end. So Sumo's probably going to take fastest lap here. So Scott, if he gets past Bluey, will only lose 1 point to Vardy in the championship after this race, despite starting 13 places lower. And that would be quite something for the McLaren driver. McLaren, of course, looking to keep their advantage. But Vardy's come into the pits here, so he's not going to be able to take those mediums to the end. Oh no, I know why. He might... I don't know if he's seen that Sumo's on the soft tyres, but he has certainly seen Sumo setting the fastest lap dash there. Vardy knows he has a big enough gap to Bluey and Scott, so he's going to pit to the soft tyres to grab the fastest lap before the end of this race. As Scott now comes round the outside of the straight, leading into turn 1, sticks it around the outside, right on board with Bluey, as he tries desperately to keep that 2nd place, but it's not going to be enough. Scott's got the ERS, he's got the overspeed. Bluey may have the DRS, but he's not close enough to Scott. to be able to win that position back. And Tyr has also come into the pits for a new front wing. He must have had a crash at some point, so that's a disaster for Red Bull. And that promotes Aaron up to 6th, Davila up to 7th, and Aces vs Kings up to 5th. Ace vs Kings and Mireles have had a wonderful drive, it has to be said, after their early collision and taking those hard tyres all the way to the end by the looks of it. And fair play to them, 4th and 5th. That's a great result, but not as good as Scott, who is now running a comfortable 2nd place. Although perhaps not quite too comfortable. He's still got Bluey behind him. Still within a second as we come on to the start-finish straight, coming into turn 1. Will Bluey try and send a move down the inside, or will he just accept the fact that he's on the podium, he doesn't want to make any mistakes, and I wouldn't blame him for just sitting back and making sure he salvages 3rd place. It's been a great drive from Bluey this race, it has to be said. It's been a great drive from quite a lot of people, especially after the carnage that's been happening, particularly at the start of the race, but also in the middle of the race as well. Tyr's come out on the soft tyres, so there's 3 cars all gunning for fastest lap here. It's between Sumo, Tyr and Vardy for the fastest lap. We'll see who gets it. Vardy comes across the start-finish line now. I think he just pitted last lap, so yeah. He will be looking to set fastest lap on this lap, I would have thought. Bluey now back within, back out of the 1 second range. Will he have gotten DRS here? He's coming up to the detection point. He got a poor exit of turn 12. I don't think he's got DRS. No, he doesn't. So Bluey will not be able to keep that gap. And Vardy does set the fastest lap with a 1 minute 8.6. Sorry, that was Tyr on the mini-map I was looking at, not Vardy, who just crossed the start-finish line. So Vardy does have fastest lap for now. Can Tyr or Sumo take it off him? I would honestly not bet against Vardy getting this fastest lap by any means, given his qualifying times and consistency so far this race. That gap is shrinking though. Is Vardy okay? He hasn't lost front wing, has he? No, he's still fine. That gap to Scott is shrinking at a lot more than I would have thought it would be, so I wonder if Vardy is okay here. Of course he pitted to get the fastest lap, but he's definitely struggling. Has he lost some front wing? Try and get a look as he comes past the camera. He's definitely struggling. He's losing time to Scott. Could we have a late twist to this race? Surely not, but we were looking at that gap between Davila and Aaron, and Davila has now gotten that gap between within 1 second. I'm sorry, I can't speak properly. On those fresher medium tyres, and Aaron has now got a speeding Haas right behind him, looking to get that 6th place after Tyr had to pit again. That gap is still decreasing between Vardy and Scott. Is this... Surely we can't have some late drama here, surely. I wonder if Vardy had some damage. We couldn't see it as he came across the camera. Maybe one of you did, but I couldn't see any damage. Not obvious damage anyway, but I can see that that gap is decreasing really quickly between Vardy and Scott. Could we have a late twist to this race? There are 3.5 laps to go. 2.5 laps to go. We've got this battle, of course, between Aaron and Dave. Dave has only got 2.5 more laps to get past Aaron for 6th place. Salvage as many points as possible for Haas. And for himself in the championship. How's that gap between Vardy and Scott? It's 3.4. I do wonder if Vardy has a problem, but that gap's going back up now again, so maybe he was just resting on his laurels a bit, giving us the impression, maybe trying to put on a show for the fans, act like he's losing time. But here comes Davila. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know who's gone off, but Davila is round the outside of Aaron. Aaron just does not have the speed to compete. They're both low on ERS, and Davila comfortably gets back up into 6th position here. And Aaron, after starting on the alternate strategy, starting on the medians, still in 7th place. It's a really good result for him. He's got the DRS, but not enough speed to get back past Davila. What's the status on position changes? So Scott up 12, of course. Aaron up 5 after the alternate strategy, so great job from him. And Bluey up 6 after just driving along and not getting caught up in the chaos. And it looks like it's going to get him a podium. We're on the final lap now. Where's Vardy? He's just coming out of turn 3. So we're on to the final lap. It looks like Vardy is going to win this race fairly comfortably after a brief scare where it looked like that gap was coming down to Scott, but maybe he was just putting on a show. Who knows? But Davila has got back past Aaron last lap for P6. Aaron is not going to have enough speed to catch back up unless Davila has a mistake on the exit of turns 2 and 3. No, it's more Aaron who had the mistake, to be honest. And he's got no ERS left either, used it all to try and catch back up to Davila. Neither has Davila, to be fair, but there's just not enough speed unless Davila makes a mistake. We'll ride on board with them. Who's the yellow flag? Miralles is off! Miralles is off! On the final lap, Miralles has gone off the track and it looks like he's going to lose out from 4th down to 5th. Vardy wins the race. Miralles down to 7th after spinning in sector 2 on the final lap. Has he got front wing damage? It looks like he may well do. Is he going to lose out even to Tier? No, he doesn't have front wing damage. He's just driving slowly. But oh my goodness, what is happening to Miralles? It looks like his tyres are shot as well, and here comes Tier, and Tier takes out 7th, and Miralles all the way down to 8th. This is brilliant news for Red Bull after Tier's spin earlier in the race. Vardy, of course, wins the race, and Davila gets past Aces vs Kings on penalties, 3/10 in it. And Aaron takes 6th place just about, and Miralles down to 9th now. He looks like he's spun again. Oh, those hard tyres are 30 laps old, to be fair to him. But Aces vs Kings tyres also that old. And Miralles down to 10th as well. It looks like he might have paused the game and just let the AI drive him to the line. And that is such a shame for the McLaren driver. Spinning in sector 2 on the final lap and going from 4th to 10th. That is a huge shame for him. But anyway, it will be Vardy who wins the race from pole, leading nearly every single lap. Driver of the day, of course, goes to Scott after starting in P14 and coming back to finish 2nd. And there they are on the podium. But 3rd place goes to Bluey in the Alfa Romeo. He is probably just as shocked as I am. That was an incredible drive from all 3 of these racers on the podium. It has to be said, Vardy, incredible drive to secure that win. Absolutely dominant the whole race long and gets fastest lap as well, so he will gain 2 points on Scott. But Scott from P14 up to P2, of course. But here are the standings. Vardy wins the race, of course. It's followed by Scott. Bluey with a great drive as well, started 9th on the grid and just took advantage of everyone else's mistakes and got up into a podium spot. So great stuff for the Alfa Romeo driver. Davila finishes 4th in the end after it could have been so much more, but that incident with Speed Alcoholic earlier in the race really cost him, but he still managed to come back and finish 4th and just about beat Aces vs Kings after the penalties. Ace vs Kings 5th, another great drive as well after an incident. Aaron in 6th, Sumo finishes 7th in the end. Tier 8th, QB finishes 9th in the top 10. Miralles all the way down to 10th after that spin on the final lap. Kieran, and then Speed Alcoholic, Palfs and Sonic all DNFing from the race. So, there we go. Very exciting race. So much happening all the way up until the final lap. So, it was great fun having my first go in commentary. I know I made a fair few mistakes and missed a few things, but I tried my best. My first stab at it. I hope you enjoyed the show. And yeah, that will be it. Thanks, everyone. And I'll see most of you on Discord, I thought.